Hello students, welcome to Sanjay Godawat, IIT and Medical Academy. Myself, ASR, Botany faculty. Today, we are going to start 11th class, Biology, Chapter 5. It is Morphology of Flowering Plants. So, in this, we will discuss about flowering plants. So, flowering plants means already we know अपन जनरली ऐसा प्लांट्स को देखेगा बेटा, तो ये प्लांट्स का बारे में इधर पूरा डिटेलली पढ़ना पड़ेगा. तो सभी लोग अपन ये प्लांट्स को डेली अपन देखते, इसलिए ये चैप्टर बहुत इंटरेस्ट है और बहुत इजी है और इसमें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा वेटेज भी है नीट में, इसलिए मार्क्स इजी से स्कोर कर सकते. एक बार इसका बारे में एक बार देखेंगे. So, in this chapter, the total topics are, so total topics 9. In this, the first topic is the root. So, root, what is root? How many types of roots we want to discuss in this chapter. Next, the second topic is the stem. So, stem, types of stems, functions of stems we want to discuss. Next, the leaf. So, what is leaf? How many types of leaves? How the leaves are arranged, right? So, about this we want to discuss first the root, second the stem, third the leaf. So, generally these three parts together called vegetative. Okay, vegetative parts. So, about this the study is called vegetative morphology. After completion of root, stem, leaf, then we want to start inflorescence. What is inflorescence? Next, the flower. Already we know flowers. So, types of flowers, about this we will discuss detailedly. After flower, next the fruit. After fruit, final the seed. So, root, stem, leaf together called vegetative morphology. Inflorescence, flower, fruit, seed, these four together called reproductive. Reproductive morphology. Okay students, so when we observed a flowering plant, it is divided into two types, vegetative and reproductive. Vegetative parts comes the root, stem, leaves, and the reproductive part comes the inflorescence, the flower, the fruit and seed. So, in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we will discuss about these parts detailedly. So, now that all detailed descriptions we will show with a small symbols. So, that is here semi-technical description. In this only by abbreviation forms, abbreviation way we will show about these all informations, that is we will call as semi-technical description of a typical flowering plant. So, after completion of this, according to the type of root, type of stem, type of leaf, type of inflorescence, type of flower, type of fruit and type of seed, and these descriptions, based on that we will divide the plants into various families. So that is the final, that is families. So generally before 2024 only 2 families are there, but now from 2024 onwards new families also added. So they are generally Solanaceae. It is old already, it is present before 2024 also, but in 2024 new family, that is Malvaceae. Next, cruciferae. So this is newly added, right? This is discussed very detailedly. Cruciferae, commonly also called as Brassicaceae. Next, Leguminosae or Fabaceae. Next, Compositae. This is very important family. Compositae or Asteraceae. And final, Graminae. So in this way these 6 families detailed description we want to discuss in this 5th chapter. Okay, so these are the main topics in this chapter. So when we will discuss, complete these topics, so how many marks we will expect in NEET? That means when we observe the weightage, chapter weightage in NEET, generally the expected is 3 to 5 questions from this chapter. Okay, so in 2024 5 questions are asked. That means, so 5 means this is very weightage chapter, and also easy, right? Easy to by heart and easy to answer the questions. So this is about introduction. So when we discussed, so this is a flowering plant. About this flowering plant we want to discuss detailedly. This type of, okay, this type of plants generally we will see. So when we observe a flowering plant, the flowering plant is contains mainly 2 systems. One is called root system, another one is a shoot system. So these root system and shoot systems we want to discuss, or we want to study of flowering plant, root system and shoot systems are called morphology of flowering plant, right? So when we say this definition, right, I think you will get one doubt. So which characteristics we want to study? Yes, okay. So when we want to study only external characteristics, how root external, how stem external, how leaf external, so these external studies only we will discuss detailedly in this chapter. That's why when we called morphology of flowering plant, it is also we can call the external morphology of flowering plants. So about its internal arrangement, internal structures we will discuss in next chapter, that is anatomy of flowering plants. But here children only we will discuss about external. Okay, so how these plant is developed? So to develop this plant in this manner, the beginning stage is, that is a germinating seed. समझ में आ रहे हैं ना बेटा? So germinating seed is main. From germinating seed, when we observe, a small outgrowth is developed. This outgrowth now divided into 2 parts. The part which is developed into or grows into downward, it is called radical. The part which grows upward, it is called plumule. Clear? Radical and plumule are developed from outgrowth of germinating seed. So, this radical next developed into root system. The plumule developed into shoot system. Okay. So, root system is developed from radical, shoot system is developed from plumule. Okay, students. So, after this, so root system and shoot system, these are also very wide topics. That's why here about root system we want to discuss very detailedly, because on root system we can expect one question in a NEET. And also shoot system we can expect 1 to 2 questions right from this shoot system. So that's why what happened, root system, what is root system, we will discuss very detailedly. Chalo. So now in our NCERT 5.1, this is the root. So when we observed root, just now only we discussed from where it is developed. Yes, it is developed from radical of a germinating seed. Clear? So when we want to discuss about the root system characteristics, first we will discuss about the characteristics of root. Okay. So, root system, the first point, what is that? The root system is developed from radical of germinating seed, right? Second one, where it is growing? Okay, it is growing, yes, positively to geotropism or positively to hydrotropism or negatively to phototropism. Clear? Positively to geotropism, positively to hydrotropism, negatively to phototropism. Right? So when we observe, suppose roots, generally what we will think, root system is present under the ground. But in sometimes when we observe, some roots are also present on the ground. But how can we differentiate it is a root, it is not a stem? So the main identification character is, in these roots, nodes and internodes are absent. Nodes and internodes are absent simultaneously. Just now only we observed. Okay, in shoot system leaves are present, but in root system leaves are absent. Simultaneously flowers are absent, fruit is absent, so seed also absent. So these are the characteristics. Generally already you observed. Okay, so when we observed, generally the root system is non-green color. It is non-green color, different colors but not green color. So this is also one of the characteristic of root system. Just एक बार देखो बेटा. So roots are developed from radical. Yes, roots are developed positively to geotropism, positively to hydrotropism, but negatively to phototropism. Clear? Nodes and internodes are absent. Leaves, flowers, fruits are also absent. Right? Most of the roots are non-green in color. So these are the points as per NCERT. लेकिन थोड़ा extra points भी देखेंगे. So when we observe, right, some plant leaves are non-green colored, but most of the plants roots are non in green color, but some plants roots are green in color, because in that plant's stem leaves are reduced. So what happened, only root system, that roots are, we will also called assimilatory or photosynthetic roots. In only photosynthetic root plants, the roots are green color. The best example, Tineiophyllum. Right. And another one which is called Trapa. Okay. Tineiophyllum is land or terrestrial plant. Trapa is aquatic plant. In these two plants, roots only green color. Except these two, remaining all plants roots are what colored? Non-green colored. Okay. So this is very, very important. Right. So now when we observed functions of root system, so functions of root system also very, very important. Okay, आप नीट में जल्दी से ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लेना आप आंसर सेलेक्ट करने के लिए. सो ऐसा टाइम में क्या करने का बेटा, अपन जिधर पॉसिबल होता उधर ट्रिक्स यूज़ करना. सो फंक्शंस ऑफ रूट सिस्टम के लिए मैं एक ट्रिक बता रहे. सिंपल, क्या ट्रिक है? फंक्शंस में खाली आप याद करने का, फंक्शंस है ओनली 4, तो वो 4 फंक्शंस को आप इमीडिएटली देख के यस दीज आर करेक्ट बट दीज आर नॉट. सो ऐसा आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए सिंपल ट्रिक, ये यस ये 4 अल्फ़ाबेट्स आप याद करो. Right? तो आप functions of root system, which are functions of root system, which are not the functions of root system, आप जल्दी से जल्दी आइडिया को आ जाके वो ऑप्शन सेलेक्ट कर सकते. राइट. चलो फर्स्ट व्हाट इज ए. चलो ये को लेंगे फर्स्ट. ऑलरेडी अपन को भी मालूम है, roots are mainly involved in absorption of water and minerals. So पहले का ये absorption of क्या बेटा, water and minerals. ठीक है, तो ये आ गया ना. और दूसरा, दे प्रोवाइड्स प्रॉपर सपोर्ट और एंकरेज. सो सेकेंड ये एंकरेज. ओके, फर्स्ट ये आ गया अब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ वाटर एंड मिनरल्स, सेकेंड ये आ गया एंकरेज, और अभी यस आने का है. राइट. सो some roots are like, आपको पता है कैरेट. ओके, सो ऐसा roots they are involved in storage of food materials or storage of reserved food. So storing of reserved food. ठीक है. ये लास्ट यस वो है सिंथेसिस ऑफ पीजीआर, प्लांट ग्रोथ रेगुलेटर्स. सो सिंथेसिस ऑफ प्लांट ग्रोथ रेगुलेटर्स, इसमें मेनली राइट ऑक्सिन्स को सिंथेसाइज करेगा. ओके बेटा. So ASS are tricks for functions of root system. Clear? So these are the characteristics of root system and okay, characters of root system and functions of root system. Okay. So next ये होने के बाद next topic है types of roots or types of root system. चलो, types of root systems. ऑलरेडी आप स्कूल लेवल से पढ़ रहे. ओके, सो व्हेन वी ऑब्जर्व द टाइप्स ऑफ रूट सिस्टम्स आर मेनली 3 टाइप्स. सो नंबर 1, टैप रूट सिस्टम. Number 2, fibrous root system. Number 3, adventitious root system. So these are the 3 types. Okay. So first, taproot system. When we observed taproot system, in this root system, this is the main root. Okay. This main root is developed from radical. Okay. So radical is permanent and developed into main root or okay, mother root or main root. Next, from the main root there are many lateral roots are developed. Okay, radical from the radical developed into primary root. From the primary root, many lateral roots, or these lateral roots also called secondary roots. From the secondary roots, many tertiary roots are white color. दिख रहा है ना बेटा, व्हाइट को अपन मेन रूट और प्राइमरी रूट, येलो को लैटरल और सेकेंडरी, ओके, रेड को अपन टर्शियरी रूट्स ऐसा लिए तो. सो प्राइमरी रूट, secondary roots and tertiary roots together called taproot system. So taproot system is also called true root system. Clear? In this true root system, primary root is developed from radical, from the primary root secondary roots, from the secondary tertiary. Remember that secondary and tertiary roots developed endogenously. ये NEET में important है, endogenously, right? So the roots which are developed, right, from the radical, right, they are primary, secondary, tertiary. These roots are called true roots. These are commonly present in dicot plants. Okay, in dicot plants, which type of root system is seen? That is a taproot system. So about taproot system, the example is given in our NCERT, that is mustard. ये mustard छोड़ के बाकी का भी पढ़ सकते हैं, right? Like mango, yes, taproot system. Okay, so but this is mainly we want to concentrate, which is given in our NCERT, right? So next, when we discussed about fibrous roots. So in these fibrous roots, in taproot, radical is permanent and it continuously grows, whereas here radical is temporary. Okay, radical is not permanent, it is temporary. After short time, it will be reduced. When the primary root or the radical or primary root is degenerated, that place is replaced by many secondary or lateral roots, and these many lateral roots are developed from the base of the stem. A most important point, right? The fibrous roots which are developed many from the base of the stem, they resembles like bunch or fibrous. So these roots are also called fibrous roots. Okay, fibrous roots are the characteristic of monocot plants. In monocot plants, root system is fibrous roots. In dicot plants, root system is taproot system. Are you clear? So taproot system, the roots are developed from the primary root which is developed from a permanent radical. Here these are the secondary or lateral roots which are developed after degeneration of radical. Clear? But next, when we observed the third, that is adventitious root system. These roots are developed from any part of the plant other than radical. ये radical से develop नहीं होता, कौन सा भी part से भी develop होता. Okay, these roots are developed from any part of the plant other than radical. Example, grass. मॉन्स्टेरा, ये डायग्राम जो दिया वो मॉन्स्टेरा का है. इन मॉन्स्टेरा what type of root system? Adventitious root system. Another one, that is banyan. Okay, so already monstera में अपन देखा, grass में कैसा देखते. So grass, when you will take best example, that is maize. So maize stem में ऐसा nodes रहता बेटा. So here what happened, there is, it is contains fibrous root system, right, to give additional support from the bottom node of the stem. Additional roots developing from bottom node of the stem, not radical. So that's why these are called adventitious roots. ये roots को अपन stilt roots बोलते. Stilt roots are best example of adventitious roots, right? और banyan tree में, so banyan tree में कैसा रहता बेटा? So it is contains wide branches to give wide support to wide branches. From the branches, additional roots or adventitious roots are developed and they penetrates into the soil and gives support. So these are we will called as prop or pillar. So these prop roots or stilt roots are also examples of adventitious roots. Okay students, so after this, next topic, that is regions of root. So this is very important. So this is a tap root. Okay, in this tap root, how many regions are present? So first, when we observe, this is a tap root or main root or the mother root. The tip of the root is covered by a thimble-like structure which is called as a root cap. Clear? This root cap is mainly protects the root tip and also it is produces a way which is enters, okay, through that way what happened, the root is enters into the soil. Next, when we observe this root cap also called calyptra because it is made up of calyptrogen, that's why it is also called calyptra, root cap or calyptra, right? Next, extra point, when we observed parasitic roots, in parasitic roots, root cap is absent. When we observed hydrophytic plants, in hydrophytic plant roots, root cap is absent. Instead of root cap, root pockets are present. Okay? Next, when we observe, so here it is only a single layered, but when we observe, okay, in some members the root cap is multi-layered also. Okay. So, these are about root cap. Next, when we observed a few millimeters above the root cap, this region contains rich meristematic. So, this region is called region of meristematic or region of meristematic activity. So, a few millimeters above the root cap, the region which is present, it is called meristematic. So, in this, which cells are present? Meristematic tissue. Meristematic cells are present. So, what are the characteristics of meristematic? ये बहुत important है. So, meristematic cells all are contains very thin cell wall and also dense protoplasm, right? Nucleus is clearly visible, conspicuous nucleus, and also very important, intercellular spaces are absent. Right? Intercellular spaces are absent, and also in these cells vacuole also absent. But what is the speciality of these cells means? The cells are rapidly involved in cell division. So, in this extra point, important point, in these cells rich or more number of mitochondria is also present. So, this is very important. Next, proximal to, okay, above or proximal to region of meristematic. The region is called region of elongation. So, in these cells, the cells are elongated. Elongated cells are present, right? In these cells, first time vacuole is present. Cytoplasm and conspicuous nucleus are present. Here, intercellular spaces, are present. Okay. So, this region comparatively, this meristematic region, the region of elongation, the cells are slowly reduced as dividing ability. This is very important. And to elongate the root, this region is very important. आपको नीट में क्वेश्चन पूछेगा. So, in which region of a root the root elongation takes place? That is region of elongation. Okay. Next, when we observed proximal to region of elongation, the region is called region of maturation. So, here all the cells are matured, are permanent. All the cells are matured or permanent cells. Okay. So, in this region, the cells are divided into various zones also. They are epidermal, cells, cortex cells, and stele. Clear? from the epidermal cells, a thin unicellular hair-like structures which are called root hairs are developed. Root hairs are present in which region? Region of maturation. In region of maturation, root hairs are developed from epidermal cells. Very, very important. So these root hairs mainly involved in absorption of water and minerals. So आपको क्वेश्चन पूछेगा, right? In which region of a root water and minerals absorption is takes place? That is which region beta? Region of maturation. So this is a very, very important. Okay. So when we observe the root regions, mainly region of meristematic, region of elongation and region of maturation. Clear? So और जो रूट का बारे में अब तक डिस्कस किया ना, उसका बारे में एक बार क्वेश्चंस भी चेक करेंगे. ठीक है, आप सभी लोग रेडी है ना? राइट. सो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, radical is forms, right? Root system of plant, floral part of the plant, shoot system of plant, both 1 and 2. So ये तो सही है, ये तो नहीं, ये भी नहीं, तो ये भी नहीं. So which option is correct? Okay, out of these 4 options, first option is correct. Okay, next, chalo. The lateral roots arised from primary root are called. Already आपको डायग्राम में बताया मैं, white color, yellow color, red color. So primary root, secondary roots, tertiary roots and 1 and 2 both. So lateral roots which are arised from primary root. So डायग्राम बेस्ड लिख दिए तो येलो कलर वाला, तो वो है ये RA, राइट? प्राइमरी रूट नहीं होता, राइट? ओके, ये भी नहीं, तो ये भी नहीं. सो करेक्ट आंसर इज 2. समझ में आ रहा है ना बेटा? राइट. और एक क्वेश्चन नेक्स्ट, adventitious roots are arised from. ओके, मॉन्स्टेरा डायग्राम को आप आइडिया को लिए तो आपको समझ में आएगा, राइट? एडवेंटियस रूट्स आर डेवलप्ड फ्रॉम रेडिकल, हो सकता क्या? नहीं. बेस ऑफ द स्टेम इन स्टफ एज इन व्हीट, ओके, हो सकता क्या? नहीं, वो फाइब्रस रूट्स है, राइट? पार्ट ऑफ द प्लांट अदर देन रेडिकल, एज इन लास्ट डायग्राम बनियन बोला, ओके, बनियन हो सकता, ग्रास हो सकता या मॉन्स्टेरा हो सकता, राइट? सो दिस इज ऑल्सो रॉन्ग. ओनली थर्ड ऑप्शन इज करेक्ट. क्लियर? नेक्स्ट, आइडेंटिफाई गिवन डायग्राम. इसका पहले अपन डिस्कस किया, वो डायग्राम से लेंगे. चलो, ये है ये डायग्राम. अच्छा देखो बेटा, ये है बी डायग्राम, ये है सी डायग्राम. ओके, आप आई थिंक आपको एक आइडिया आ गया. चलो, इसमें ये क्या है, बी क्या है, सी क्या है, अपन ये 4 ऑप्शंस में देखने का है. चलो एक बार फर्स्ट देखेंगे, ये इज टैप रूट, यस, तो ये सही है. बी इज फाइब्रस रूट, बी इज फाइब्रस, नो. सो इसका बारे में देखने का जरूरत नहीं. नेक्स्ट सेकंड ऑप्शन, ये इज टैप, यस, ओके, दिस इज करेक्ट. बी इज एडवेंटियस, बराबर है ना बेटा? ओके, राइट. नेक्स्ट सी, यस, फाइब्रस रूट्स. ओके, सो ये एक बार देखो, ये रॉन्ग है, तो आगे का जाने का नहीं, टाइम सेव करना, ये भी नहीं. ओके, सो गिवन की इसमें से चारों में से करेक्ट वन इज 2, राइट? एंड फाइनल लास्ट क्वेश्चन है अबाउट रूट सिस्टम। एक बार देखो, रूट हेयर्स ओके अराइज्ड फ्रॉम, अभी अपन डिस्कस किया रूट हेयर्स। चलो, कॉर्टिकल सेल्स ऑफ रीजन ऑफ मैचुरेशन, आपको बताया मैं रीजन मैचुरेशन में 3 जीन्स जोन्स रहता, आउटर, एपिडर्मल, मिडिल कॉर्टेक्स, इनर मोस्ट, दैट इज स्टील, राइट। तो ये नहीं होता। एपिडर्मल सेल्स ऑफ द रीजन ऑफ, यस मैचुरेशन अभी बोला अपन, यस। नेक्स्ट, कॉर्टिकल सेल्स रीजन ऑफ एलोंगेशन, नहीं। ओके, एपिडर्मल सेल्स ऑफ रीजन ऑफ एलोंगेशन, एलोंगेशन रीजन में एपिडर्मल ही नहीं रहता, तो नहीं। तो करेक्ट आंसर इज 2। ओके।